Okay, so that's an interesting package. So now what we'll do is we'll have a look to see if we can actually find all the folders on the site by doing a scan of the system. So in this case we're using the Doorbuster, and we'll just find the site there. So on port 80. We'll increase the number of threads just to make it a bit faster. This can take an awful long time to do, so we'll just do a very quick scan. So where we want to go is in user, share, and then into, oops, here, and then into wordless, and we'll just do a small listing. And everything's fine. So then we'll just go ahead and we'll do a scan. Oops. So let's put in the protocol. That helps. And there we go. Okay, so it's now doing a scan there. Right, so while it's scanning there, what we'll do is we'll let it scan for a little minute, and then we'll just stop, and we'll actually have a look. Okay, so here's the folders and the response code. We're getting a 403s for this one. That is not accessible for CGI bin, of course. And for other ones, we're getting a success code, and it should show us the files that are actually in them. Okay, so if you search around, you should be able to find various things like the PHP files and so on. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is we'll set up burp suite to be able to act as a proxy between ourselves and the remote site. So in this case we'll be able to intercept and actually have a look at the traffic that's been generated and change it in some ways. Okay, so our proxy should be set up for intercept, and this is the interface that it's listening on. So what we'll have to do is to go to our browser, and then set up our proxy so it doesn't go to the website, but it will go to 127.0.0.0 on port 8080, so that's fine. Okay, so now what will happen is that when we access a website, it will go through the proxy, and we should be able to intercept the communications. Okay, so let's go to our website. Okay, so we can see what happens. It stalls because it's not actually, it hasn't actually gone through yet. It's waiting here for us to be able to have a look and intercept it. Okay, so there's the request, and then what we'll do is that we can send to the intruder. Okay, so if we have a look, okay, so we'll forward that on, so that then gets forwarded, and then we get our response coming back. So we can actually have a look at that. Okay, so there's the request, and there's the response coming back, and then we can render that if we want from there. So let's look at the intruder tab. Okay, so we can copy our request in the intruder tab if we want, or we can paste one in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to log in here, and again we'll capture that one. So let's, okay, so forward. So what we want to get is the login.php screen. So we just try login. Okay, so here's the get. So what we'll do is we're going to modify the get here. So what we'll do is that we're going to modify this one, this parameter here, and we're going to then create multiple words to go in this place and then try them out. Okay, so we'll just copy that, and then we'll go to the intruder and we'll paste it in there, and then what we'll do is we'll identify this word here, and then we'll add that as a payload position that we're interested in, and you should see it changes the actual value. So next what we're going to do is we're going to change this login to go through various iterations. So if we go to payloads, and now we're going to add a few different payloads. So let's say we're interested in accounts.php, we're interested in access.php, accounting.php, admin, and administration. Those are all interesting words that we could probe for. Okay, so what's going to happen is it's going to replace login in the get with this payload. Okay, so let's go ahead and send that. So we'll send that to there. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look at our log, and we should be able to see. There we go. There's our pages getting access. There's administration.php and so on. Okay, and then from here we can actually have a look at the response that came back to look at the page. Let's just go again. Okay, so there's the response to the accounts. The accounts.php file. Okay, so you can see it's a very powerful tool to be able to go through lists and to be able to probe for information. So the next thing we'll do is we'll have a look at using a tool such as Hydra to be able to do a brute force attack on our web server. Okay, so let's actually have a look at the first thing we do with Hydra is that we create a user list. So we'll go for administrator, admin, root, and guest. And then we'll do the same for password file. Okay. So then we can run Hydra with our user list and with our password list, and then the IP address of the server, HTTP post form. Let's just take it from our Word document or a PDF that you have, just so that we don't have any typos in it. Okay, and just fill in the IP address here. 10.200.0.47, and there we go. So you can see there it's found admin and password. If we have a look over here in the log, what we should see is lots of accesses to this login page. Okay, so we can't see too much detail there, but there are continual accesses, 200, 302 for the accesses there. Okay, so the other method that we can actually use is to use burp sweep. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just start this one off just to show you how to do it, and then you can finish it yourself. Okay, so the key thing we want to do is to be able to get to the login page, and then we'll capture we'll actually capture the response, the request. So we'll just forward that one. Okay, so let's just go for a sample login. Okay, we'll just forward that, and even though it will fail, we want to actually be able to examine the login. Okay, and here is what we want to do. We want to change here. So we'll just copy that. We then go to an intruder, and then from here, what we can do is identify this one as something we're interested in, and also this one. Oops. Okay, so we can look at our payloads. And we can go for admin, administrator, root. Okay, so we have our list there, and then we'll just add in password. Okay, then over here we should see these multiple logins there again. Okay, so that really just shows you an example of how we might use this one to iterate through the usernames and passwords.